I feel like I could say knowledge is good and open it up for Q&A. But I wanted to make 3 points. First is that science, technology, and innovation has emerged as one of the priorities for the administration's global development policy. And there are a number of pieces of evidence for that. First is that associated with the G20, the administration did a press release on its global development policy and indicated that innovation was one of the priorities. And it noted that by leveraging the power of research and development, the United States will work to create and scale up technologies for health, green energy, agriculture, and other development applications. The second is that, as I'm sure Maura indicated, that Administrator Shah has really made science, technology, and innovation a priority. And USAID and the Office of Science and Technology Policy, which is the office that I work for, worked together to put together a major workshop on science, technology, and innovation for transformative development, in which we not only had a number of people from the development community, but senior officials from the major science agencies as well, and a lot of experts from the university research community and from people who were from the foundation community, people who are experts in particular aspects of development. The administration has appointed science envoys to do a lot of the follow-up after the speech that President Obama gave in Cairo, and they've just done a fabulous job of elevating the prominence of science and technology in the collaboration that we're pursuing with the Muslim-majority countries. And finally, a number of the science agencies have really made this a priority as well. So Francis Collins, the director of NIH, has made this one of his 5 top priorities. And he is serving on the Strategic Council of the Global Health Initiative, advising not only on the R&D component, but the initiative as a whole. And they've been making some, I'm sure, Maura, did you talk a little bit about the recent breakthrough in microbicide?
Jeff actually did.
Oh, okay. All right. So that was an example where USAID played a very important role in terms of funding, but in terms of capacity building, NIH had been supporting that particular center for several decades, pointing to the real importance if you're actually going to create independent capacity for research and innovation in developing countries, that these types of sustained investments are important. So that's the first point that I wanted to make, is that that this is really a priority for this administration. The second topic that I wanted to hit is just to, at least from my perspective, give you some sense for the rationales. So why do we think science, technology, and innovation should be a priority? I think there are a number of reasons. Historically, if we look at the impact that these investments have had in terms of global development, whether you're talking about oral rehydration therapy or the development of new vaccines, or the impact that the investments in the Green Revolution had, that this has been an area of high payoff. I think that a lot of the economics literature shows that, for example, the return on investment from agricultural research and development is about 60%. So if we're looking at areas that have high bang for the buck, this is certainly an important area. Second, as we think about some of the new 21st century challenges, it's clear that some of them are only going to get addressed through advances in science and technology. So the challenge associated with feeding 9 billion people on a hotter, drier planet is a good example, or the question of how developing countries are going to cope with the dual burden of both infectious and non-communicable and chronic diseases. So clearly a number of the pressing challenges in the 21st century, science, technology, and innovation can play an important role in helping to address those. Administrator Shah talks about the importance of scale, and clearly there are areas of technology that provide that opportunity. One of the areas where OSTP and USAID have been working in is the exploiting the potential of mobile technologies, and the fact that there are 5 billion subscribers means that the development of mobile applications in areas like health or financial services or democracy or literacy, any number of other things have the potential to really improve the lives for a lot of people, as opposed to isolated pilot projects that never go anywhere. I think you could argue that this is an area where the United States has a comparative advantage. We've got 17 of the top 20 research universities. We have a really entrepreneurial culture that includes not only large high-tech companies in the knowledge-intensive sectors, but also lots of innovative small firms. And so in terms of what the United States can be good at in terms of global development, I think that's an important area. From our own economic self-interest, it's clear that understanding how to develop products and services that are going to be able to meet the needs of people in emerging markets is going to be important for our global economic competitiveness. So a lot of US firms now are calling attention to reverse innovation. That is, as opposed to envisioning a scenario in which innovation occurs in developed markets and then sort of gradually trickles down to developing country markets, we're seeing the opposite occur. So the things that are occurring in mobile banking in Kenya are ahead of what is happening in the United States. Medical device companies are really focused on innovation to meet the needs of people who are earning $2 a day, because their concern is that if they're not participating in these markets, they're going to get blindsided by them. So I think that setting aside the humanitarian and moral and foreign policy considerations, I think that the United States has a strong economic and commercial interest in creating the people and institutions that are able to think about how to harness advances in science and technology and innovation for the needs of global development. And finally, I think we have an exciting new set of tools. As many high-tech CEOs will tell you, even the way we change is changing. And so the underlying innovation process is changing. And whether that's the use of prizes and challenges, so as opposed to giving somebody a grant and hoping that they're successful, to say, all right, we're going to give X $1,000 or X million to whoever can come up with a solution to this particular problem. Or the new opportunities to collaborate with firms that are creating social business units, that are attracting capital that is evaluating both the financial and social return. Or in the area of vaccines, advanced market commitments, purchase orders for products that don't exist. Or how many people have been to the National Geographic Design for the Other 90%? Okay, so a piece of homework for everyone. Because the other really interesting thing that has happened is that the design community, which has been traditionally focused on the top 10%, on developing products that everyone else will covet, has taken a new interest in how to design really affordable and functional products and services that meet the needs of low-income communities. So I hope that gives you some sense for at least why OSTP and I think other parts of the administration as well are so excited about the opportunities here. So in terms of, well, why don't I stop there and I'm happy to answer any questions that people have.